So check this out. On the subject of the pandemic, let me get a recap here for the people that don't know this information. So what happened with vaccines in this country throughout the COVID pandemic? Listen to me here. We had vaccine development that was publicly funded by the U.S. government. And then we took that public funding, and instead of making a public vaccine, like an intelligent population, we sold the patents to these companies, right? And then we decided to create a system where the U.S. government buys vaccines from private companies. That's what happened, right? And so in April, March-ish, I mean, I guess maybe January, they had the very limited rollout, but really March and April of 2021 was the general rollout of the vaccine. And so you go to the pharmacy, you get the vaccine, it's free. Why is it free? Because the U.S. government paid for your dose. How did they pay for it? By giving a contract to a pharmaceutical company. Well, we know that the U.S. government has stopped funding COVID vaccines. If you get your Omicron bivalent booster, that might be the last COVID shot that you get for free because the U.S. government doesn't care about you. And now, check this out. So the contract that the U.S. government has with these pharmaceutical companies is basically expiring and or expired. So now, I ask you this. What are these pharmaceutical companies going to do now that they know that either private citizens are going to have to pay for the shot or insurance companies are going to have to pay for the shot? So what are they going to do? Well, check this one out. Pfizer plans to sell its COVID vaccine at a 10,000% markup in 2023. Pfizer will charge as much as $130 for Comirnaty, which costs an estimated $118 per dose to produce. It's the mRNA dose that they tried to make a fucking cute name for that's unpronounceable. For over 2 years now, the U.S. government has purchased all of the COVID vaccines administered in the country in what has become the largest public vaccination campaign in American history. Those purchases have included more than 500 million doses from Pfizer. The first 100 million cost around $20 a dose, thanks to an earlier agreement in which the U.S. government invested $1.95 billion in vaccine production. The remaining doses were bought for around $30 each. Now, again, that's already a nearly 30 times profit. Think about this. For all the stock traders out there, the crypto people, have you ever made a stock or a crypto trade where you have gotten 30x? I don't know, man. Think about it. It costs about $1 to make, and they're selling it to the government for $30. That's fucking insane. That's insane. That's insane shit. But once the U.S. government supplies run out, likely in the first quarter of 2023, and COVID vaccines and therapeutics are moved on to commercial health platforms, Pfizer is able to hike up the price of its shots. The company announced on October 20 that it intends to sell the COVID vaccine marketed under the brand name Comirnaty for $110 to $130 per dose. This is about 4 times the current selling price and 100 times the estimated cost of manufacturing the vaccine. It costs an estimated $1.18 to produce a vial of vaccine. So check this out. I got $20 right here. Check this out. On my table, I could get 20 doses of this fucking shit, or vials. And I think vials have 6 doses, if I remember correctly. So think about this. $20. And everyone on my fucking street, everyone in like my small section of where I live could get a free vaccine for this. But not according to Pfizer. Pfizer's not interested in that. According to the People's Vaccine Alliance, a coalition of over 100 organizations working to end vaccine inequity, Pfizer spends less than $1.20 to produce each dose of the vaccine. Okay, so a vial and a dose are 2 different things. This article is combining those things for some reason, so factor that in. A vial, right, usually contains multiple doses. What you do is you put the shot in the vial, you pull the dose back, and then you put it in someone's arm, and it usually lasts 5 to 6 or that's what it is. But again, this article written by this person has no idea. They think vial and dose are the same thing. but that's fine. This estimate was drawn from an analysis conducted by international nonprofit Oxfam based on data from Consumer Advocacy, Public Citizen, and Imperial College London. Pfizer has not challenged the estimate, which would imply that the 2023 price represents a 10,000% markup over the manufacturing cost, but the company did provide an explanation for the price hike. Oh, really? Why Pfizer is raising the price of its COVID-19 vaccine. Quote, there are key differences between an emergency and traditional model that increase the costs of making and distributing the COVID-19 vaccine, Pfizer told Quartz via email. That's the news site here. These costs, the companies say, include distributing through multiple channels and payers instead of one, as well as producing the doses in single vials. Oh. Right, okay, that's even more epic. So they reduce the efficiency of the vaccine on purpose so that they can charge more money? That's crazy shit, man. I love it. I love it. Pfizer also said the company's expectation, blah, blah, blah. Who cares? America, folks. America. What do we do? What do we do in this scenario? Does anyone have any ideas? I have a couple ideas. I don't know if I'm going to be telling you these ideas. But I don't know. But you go on any other fucking show on YouTube, COVID's over, right? You go on cable news, COVID's over. You look to the US government, COVID's over. So, you go to the real world, you go outside, and COVID's fucking everywhere. So, I don't know. Reminds me of a certain book, some kind of thing, reminds me of, a movie that's based on a book. It reminds me of, some thing here that I can't quite think about. But, there you go.